Okay, Aiden. So now we're taking a look at what's happening with the swing path, right? And so just some of the, I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm just going to show you real quick, in case you didn't know. But this is the PGA Tour Tracers, right? And there's all these players that they show the path like this, right? And generally, there's some players that are kind of like not consistent. The majority do this, like Colin Morikawa, where they take it back straight, and then the club comes a little bit from the inside, right, like that. This is Rahm's path. Look, his stays pretty consistent, as you'll see here, right? But generally, you want the arc to be, in a pretty good plane, right? Like here's Finau, who just won, right? Let's look at his arc.
I think his is probably gonna be pretty swoopy. You know what I mean?
Well, we're gonna see, right? Yeah.
That's what I see when we're on the
And
course. I
so,
haven't played with him for a while.
right. So see that arc, right? So that's a good goal, something like that. Now let's take a look and see what happens with your swing arc. So here we're going to put some lines up like this. I'm going to trace the club head, as we'll see in a moment here. Okay, so you start taking it back. Now you're taking it back what's called too far on the inside. Okay, that would also lead to you hitting shots that flare to the right too far. What that means on the ground is that your club is going this way too much, and you need to take the club what's called straighter back, straight back, we say. Okay. In fact, just to show you something kind of fun on that, watch this. Rory McIlroy in a TaylorMade video says it right here. Listen to this.
Oh, yeah, and this is my favorite swing thought. For me, I think one of the biggest keys in my swing is making sure that the club stays in front of my body on the way back. So anytime, if I keep the club in front of me here, that just makes the rest of the swing a lot easier. Sometimes if the club gets behind me early,
Like yours.
then it makes it more difficult, and the club has to travel a lot further to get back to me.
So the point is, we want to take it back, straight back, and keep it in front of us in the backswing. You follow me? Okay, now your face is square at this moment, but you're a little bit too far on the inside. And this is where the plane of your swing is. This is called flat, right? The shaft angle, like you saw mine, is up, should be up this way. Okay. So basically, you're a little bit flat in the backswing right now, which would add to the too far inside path, right? Now let's take a look as you continue up here to the top. Okay, now you get your wrist in a nice and flat left hand position. So this is nice to see, right? You see how your left arm is below your shoulder plane. So see how the arm is down here and your shoulders are up there? That's again because of this. If you had taken it straighter back, that wouldn't have happened. So really the biggest thing is in your backswing, learning how to do a straight back takeaway with the club, what's called more in front of you. Then you come down, and the club should come down on plane. Now, here's where you're shining. Look at this. And this is why you can be a two handicap, because look at your shaft angle. It's on the plane now. But the reality is, your pattern's wrong. You took it too low, and then you're coming in too high. Do you understand? Okay. So we need to get the path in the backswing fixed. The downswing path here, this is actually looking fairly good, but it drops under there a little bit underneath the line. Okay. Now, over on the right side, let me trace the arc of your club on the face on view. So here we should see what? The crescent moon, right? Are you familiar? Do you know what I'm talking about, Aiden, or no?
Yeah.
The wide to narrow, right? Now look, right here, it starts getting a little narrow because of how flat it is on the left. See, the arc of the club, if it went straighter back, it would be wider on this screen currently, okay? Meaning your arc at the top here should have continued out here like this, but it didn't because of the arc over here going too low that way. If the arc had gone up this way more, it would have been up there more. Do you understand? Okay. So basically, on the arc here, you're a little bit too narrow at the top of your arc there on the right, and then let's see as you come down how you bring it in or not. So you do a pretty good job here of getting it in. And look at this, you got your elbow in there nicely. Good job dropping the elbow in the slot. I like that. Okay, and then you come in here to the ball contact. Now, at this moment, your left wrist, it has a little bit of what's called a cup to it. See the wrist here like this? Generally, it's best to have the flatter wrist of the left hand, right? There's something called the left wrist being supinated. Are you familiar? Do you know what I'm talking about? So it's something called left wrist supination. The wrist should look more like this. See that left hand where it's like this. And so a great example of this I like that's kind of fun is the Hideki left hand only swing, right? When he does left hand only swings, you can really see this. Where is it? This one here. Watch this. When he comes into the ball, look. Look at his left hand. Oh wait,
To see the bend in the game.
see his left hand here, right? And then look, Tiger Woods in a clinic in 2004, right? He said that the left hand, the back of the glove, is supposed to point.
Target, as long as I pull on my glove, goes at the target as long as I can keep it going there.
Right. And so, so basically, your left wrist is a little bit cuppy here at impact, just slightly. Okay. Then coming through though, look, you're hanging on pretty good. See that face angle? Look, this is why you're able to play pretty good golf. Look at the face. You see it? See how it's staying pretty straight here, Eden? That's good. It's not flipping a bunch. That's pretty steady, right? Then coming through here, pretty decent release, an extension, and then let's see, coming around here to your finish. Okay, you go around like this off your back foot. Now, one thing to know is when you're exiting your swing, right there, that club face, that's a little shut. Okay, you don't want the toe turned down so far like that. The club should be more vertical at that moment. Okay, but I think like we already talked about here today, the big highlights are the well, I'm going to highlight them now. So let me just let me do this. I'm going to put you back here a moment through the ball and then save this picture, and then I'll explain more detail. All right, so let's go like this.